Sigma Male Diaries Podcast. Let's get on with it, y'all.
Let's go.
We can relax, have fun, get a good laugh, get information, and enjoy the show.
I meant to do what it do, baby. Sigma Male.
In the midst of that, she's got an opportunity of pushing her brand and stuff like that. I mean, if most people follow the story, it's on people.com though. They are very knowledgeable of everything because they have like posts and stuff that was up there from Instagram, all this other crazy stuff, man. But yeah, he dedicated a lot of his time and everything, and now that she's where she is, it's like, well, no, I'm not ready. I mean, that's one of the main reasons why a lot of men are just walking away from dating, walking away from relationships. And what I mean by walking away, I mean it just saying fuck it. It's like men start to go on their own way to the point whereas it's like, man, it's different. You know what I'm saying? It's more of a risk than anything. It's not beneficial. I'll end up having, to get a divorce and all this other stuff, and it's real sad.
Franco, here we go.
Hey, Kevin, how's it going?
Hey, what's up, Nigel?
Nothing much, bro.
Man, good, man. Man, you know what? I seen that notification drop down on my phone earlier today, and I was like, well, maybe this is a hoax or something. Then a few hours later, some other networks confirmed it, and I was like, man, she trash.
Right.
I said, man, she is trash. Here's the thing about that. Like I said, I've been married for 20, going on 20 years. And one of the things that has been attributed to that success is that my wife desire. And I think, it's very important that when you are connecting and spending time with an individual, with a partner, that that y'all are not unequally yoked. And one person's desire can be towards you, and another person's desire can be for what you have or what you can do for them.
Mm-hmm.
And it never adds up.
Mm-hmm.
It never adds up. And I just think that, I don't think she's a bad person, but I think she needs to be honest, man. She like a different type of guy.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? She like a different type of guy. And I think she tried it, and, it just wasn't what she wanted, no matter, how much her mom or stepfather, push. She ain't ready to get married. She wants to do her thing.
Mm-hmm.
And like I've Coming to America, when they was in the bar and they was going through all them women.
Yeah. And she said she was just Joan of Arc in her former life or something. Yeah, read the Bible or something.
I'm into the group thing.
Yeah, that was funny, man. That's what it is, though.
And that's what she's accustomed to a certain type of guy, certain type of lifestyle, and I think Michael, man, I don't know if he was moving too fast.
Mm-hmm.
He wanted marriage too fast, but it's a lot of women that like, man, she a fool.
Yo, Franco,
But
here we go.
when it's
Right.
in you, you know what I'm saying? When it's
Right.
in you, man, it's gonna be on you. You know what I'm saying? And you can't force that. So,
Mhm.
I don't know the details of it, who broke up with who, and
Yeah.
what's the,
Yeah, he broke up with her.
but
Michael Jordan, because see, he's 35 and she's 25, and he's very successful though. That's the thing. So when
yeah,
he made it clear from the beginning though, like that's the thing. And if he say, hey, listen,
yeah,
I'm looking to be in a relationship, that's we want to be seriously in a marriage. I
yeah.
mean, men would
She
typically give it
just,
like a
man, she
year,
just,
you know.
yeah, yeah,
And I mean, he gave her
yeah,
that year and some change, and she didn't give in, so he left. I mean, but look at all the financial
yeah.
resources, his time, his effort, his energy, his attention. Like
Right,
all these men she been with in the
right.
industry, these rappers and stuff, these dudes, man. Like,
Yeah,
come on, man. Like, you have to do better, though. I mean, that's just what it is.
yeah,
You
yeah. But
can't
she,
like.
you could tell.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead now.
No, no, no. Go ahead. You good, Cat?
I said, man, you can tell, man, that you know, you can just tell, man, that she's hungry for a different type of meal.
Right, right. It's like Jada and Kim. They did it
Yeah,
too, man. I mean, I know
yeah,
some men mess up, but those men, I mean, I'm not trying to have double standards, but like when women are outnumbered, I mean, when women outnumber men, I mean, men they just have the options, and it just take one thing for them not to be
yeah,
fulfilled, or some just could be dogs, and just say, hey, listen,
yeah,
they are
yeah.
women, they are readily available. I'm just going to do me. I'm this is who I am, and just
Right,
just
right,
do that. But yeah, I understand it from both ends, but the good never man the good guys never win. But when they become
right,
fuck boys,
right.
that's when the girls want them and like them though. That's the crazy part.
Yeah, and that's what's so crazy, and that's why you have to be careful on who you select to be. You know what I'm saying? Especially to be your partner for life.
Right.
Because the signs, man, the signs are all there. But man, love, when a person fall in love, it puts them blinders on,
Mhm.
and you can't see what you normally will be, being able to normally be able to see or pick out in a flash, because now you looking through a different lens. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? You looking through the lens of emotions.
And
Especially that in the early part of it. You know,
yeah, that's true.
and yeah. So you have to be, you have to be aware, and you got to make sure, man, that hey, that you love me.
Exactly.
You love me,
Exactly.
because the situations can change. If you in love with what I can do for you, what if I can't do it anymore?
Right.
Will your love change?
Mhm.
Now, you have a problem with the commitment now. And, a lot of times you have people, they haven't been tested, they haven't been through anything. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, they can't bring a mature response or know what it is to stay with an individual. You know what I'm saying? That's going to be a fruitful relationship. Now you'll have a lady stay with a guy that, like you had mentioned earlier, a dogger, a beater, you know, um, treat her like her self worth is low,
Mhm.
and she'll be sniffing up under him to the day she died. You
Right.
know,
And that's sad. It's sad
it's
though.
sad, but you have someone who want to make a commitment, who is successful, has a plan, and all of a sudden, I I can't. I, I'm not ready.
Right. No, no, no. What would happen if she was to mess around, right? From being in a stable relationship, right? That would have turned marriage is one of these dudes somehow just getting her pregnant. And,
Hmm.
then now look what's going to happen to her career.
Yeah,
I mean, because you never know
yeah,
what happened. I mean, you got dudes that would possibly poke holes in condoms too. or try to be slick
Oh,
and say I'm gonna
oh
pull
man,
out
you
king or
really?
whatever they call that stuff, you know.
Yeah.
And then next thing you
Oh
know,
yeah.
I
You
mean,
right
come on,
about
you
it.
get something worse than being pregnant. I tell you that.
Yeah, you right about it.
Yeah,
You
man,
most
shit
definitely.
crazy. Look what Nick Cannon had to
Yeah,
go through.
guys,
I mean Drake.
guys done got more scandalous than the females now.
Yeah,
It's
listen.
crazy out here. It's crazy.
Right, man. I'll be sitting back like, man, I don't care. I'll just stay alone. If I gotta pay 100 here, 150 there, whenever I'm ready, I will, man. I'm good. I don't gotta worry about no
Yeah,
problems, though.
yeah, yeah.
It
Man,
got to that point, man. But nah, for real,
yeah.
it's not worth it, though.
It's not worth it.
It's
It
not.
really is not, man. To be, and I tell you, man, me and my wife, we done been through everything. I'm talking about everything, man.
Right.
To being homeless, losing houses, losing cars, just
Hmm.
everything. And you really don't find that type of commitment and loyalty and um, stick to itiveness
Right, right.
um, from an individual, man. This day and time, you just don't, man. And it just ain't worth it. It ain't worth it. Ain't no booty big enough. You know what I'm saying? Ain't no breast large enough. You know what I'm saying? To really, forfeit that earned.
Hey, yeah, just make sure you come back in, Kev. I'll be waiting for you. But yeah, I never, I used to sit back and think about that a lot. You know, they say they want a good man and they get one, and men do it too, and then it's just not it's just not what it is. All right, Kev.
Yep, you right. You right. You
Yeah,
right. It's just not what it is. So it's man, we just you know, I tell you, man, it's I believe it started off with the family, man. The family dynamic, the family structure.
I agree.
A lot of us, I can speak for myself, man, didn't have that that example of marriage. That example only through TV shows, and then the TV shows of the people who were married were always Caucasian. You know,
Right.
so you automatically thinking, well, this don't apply to me. And you know, growing up in the hood, man, you just didn't have, the situations were pretty extreme.
True.
People weren't staying together. You know what I'm saying? Not like that. And if they did, they were girlfriend and boyfriend for 30 years and wouldn't get married.
Right. That
It
right.
just be like, man,
And you
so
and that's crazy
uh-huh.
because the whole legalities of being married outweighs the a long-term relationship, though. I mean, for anything.
Yeah,
I mean, you have kids,
yeah,
right? You're not married somehow. Let's just say they both like average salary earning parents. For a
yeah,
guy, he make 40,000. Let's say the woman makes 36. Okay, but let's just say throughout the
yeah,
years they have 4 or 5 kids. Now that the income ratio, well, even with both their incomes combined, is crucial. Now, when it comes to
yeah,
one child
absolutely.
care and you got to pay for
Oh,
medical, like the insurance, even from co-pays,
oh
like
my
from the
God.
job matching your insurance and all that stuff. That's still not enough. So guess what's going to happen? She's going to have to
Yep,
get some type of aid. They're not going to give it to the man first. They're going to give it to the woman. And then guess what they're
they're
going to
gonna
have
give it
to
to the
have her
woman.
do? Well, where's the father?
Yep, he
Uh-huh.
gotta go.
Well, in order for you to get assistance from us, we need you to put him on child support.
Yep,
And all that can crumble right there.
and it
And it
does.
happens. And if they were
It
to get
does.
married, then they need
You're
both
right.
their
It
incomes, and
does.
then they're not going to get help. See, that's like forcing a man out the
Yeah,
house, even though he's in the house.
yeah, yeah. You're right. You're right.
Yeah. Hey, for real,
And that
that's and
destroyed.
hmm and that's why
It is.
when you
Go
get to the
go ahead
whole
now.
no, no, I'm about to let you have the floor, and that's why when you
Oh,
get to the whole family dynamic, as you stated, that's what makes the big difference, though.
It's nothing else
Yeah.
to blame but the whoever is leading that family, that household. That's who
Yeah.
responsible for however someone is raised, how they grow up, what they think about people, what they want within
Man.
others, what they willing to invest in other people. I mean, that stuff is
Yeah.
serious.
Man. You said it. You said it. And that's why it's so important. I'm an encourager of. I hate when people get divorced.
Right.
I ain't lying. I ain't really figured out the emotion yet.
Hmm.
Um, Maybe sometimes if I'm being transparent, like man, they they get to escape.
The walking papers, boy. They don't get those. They just walk away, boy.
Yeah,
Yeah, man, I tell
they
you.
get to escape. But it's really, man, it's more complex than that because when you're in a marriage, man, and you have children, you dealing with roots now. You're embedding examples and seeds in the life of your children that's gonna be generation and generation and generation to come. And
Legacy.
it's all gonna be on what was modeled before them.
Right.
And the thing is, it ain't about being perfect. It's about being present.
Hmm.
It's not
Yeah, I
about
mentioned
being
that
perfect.
earlier.
It's about being present.
Right, I mentioned that
You know?
earlier. Wanted perfect, but as long as he's the
Yeah.
leader, the provider, the protector, he's there doing his job, fulfilling
Yeah.
his role, not your role, but
Yeah.
fulfilling his role. And whatever
Yeah.
comes within that relationship or marriage, accept it, embrace it, and reciprocate it. It's just
Yeah.
that simple. Stop looking on the
Yeah.
outside thinking you can bring that into the inside of your house.
Right.
It's not big enough. You can't have it all.
Right. Right.
You can't. No
And
matter what you was told, you cannot have it all. This world is
yeah,
so big. There's so many opportunities out here. So many people, so much competition. You would not have it all. You can set your goals,
that's
but I
right.
guarantee you, did you get all of them
Yeah.
accomplished? Right?
Right.
Some people would do a trade off like, no, that's too challenging. Well, let me try this. You got a lot of people even going to college, getting degrees. They didn't even have a job in that field or a career in that field. They're doing something
Right.
completely else, something completely different.
Yep. Something completely
And
different.
now you're
Yep.
paying back $40,000, $50,000 in student loan debt just to get a check. You just went there to get
Just to get a check.
a school
Yep.
check, to
Yeah.
flip a pack or something. Like for real, like what happened?
Right. Right.
Come on, man.
Right. Right.
For real, man.
Right.
That's sad.
Wow. It is.
Hmm.
Man, but it's factual.
Right,
It's all facts.
right,
And it has to be, it has to be you have to be like in your mind, you have to realize that, I can't get caught up in this game of life. I need to find out what's my passions, what's my purpose. And the earlier you can connect with it, the more prosperous you'll be. You know?
right. I agree.
And that's what I try to stress to my youth, to my children, is that, what is your purpose? What is your passion? I know it's some things you want to do that it sounds cool to your ear, but what is your heart? What is your heart leading you? What is the one thing that you cannot find yourself not doing every day? You
Right,
find yourself doing it and not aware that you're doing it. You know?
right,
So it all goes back to the family dynamic, man. If no one is teaching, who are we reaching? And
right.
it has to be, we have to formulate a plan. For one, man, we got to stay together like Al Green. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
right.
Because it's gonna storm. That's gonna happen regardless. You
But
know what I'm saying?
you
It's
know it's
going.
so sad.
Go ahead.
But you know it's so sad though.
What's
If you
that?
don't make six figures, you're not going to have the women. They're not following, bro. That's the problem.
Man, that is sad.
90% of women say, I mean, we want a man that's making six figures or more. They could make 13,000, they could make 22,000. And if you don't make what they make, bro, like you're not a man. Like they're not going to respect you. They're selective and conditioned femininity. They're so
Yeah,
independent and they're not even interdependent or cooperative to say, okay, I will do this. Okay, this is what we need
yeah,
done. Okay, I'll do it. Well, I'll do it if this, that, and the third. That's what you would get.
right.
You see what
And
I'm
you know
saying?
why
There's
is
no
that?
compliance,
Because,
man. Like none.
hmm
Why
you
do a
know why
man
is that?
have to
Because they
have?
don't have that example,
There
man.
you go. Right. But then they don't give
Yeah,
men a chance though. That's
they
even
don't
starting
have the
from their
example of
mothers
that.
though, like keeping them out of their
Yeah,
lives and telling them
yeah,
one side of the story and
that's
everything.
right. That's right.
You know what I'm saying? Look
That's
what happened
right.
to Johnny
That's
Depp.
right.
If
That's
that
right.
man didn't go to court to prove his innocence, they would have believed everything she said.
Yeah, man.
They would have believed everything she said. They would have believed it
Man, that was a
all.
trip. Yeah, yeah, and then and she was convincing on a lot of stuff. It seemed anyway,
That's just a one
but
prime
they
example.
they seen right through it, man. That was crazy. I
Right,
ain't never seen nothing like that
right.
before.
That was just one prime example.
I said, boy, they out here.
Right. So, I mean, men, we don't
They
have
out
the
here.
protection we need to be able to even bring our communities together because we even fighting with our own women within though. You're not men. You just look at you,
Yeah.
you don't even got this and that. You're not a man. A real man would and a
Wow.
real man this. Like, are you serious though? What other race of women does this to black men though?
Wow.
You know, it's
I
so
tell
sad
you,
that
man.
black men are the most desired man on this planet by
Yeah.
women of other races other than that man of their own race. A black man will always
Right.
come second. Well, races of other, men of other races don't desire after black women like that.
Right.
And that's the whole point. And when you look at it like that, man, it's not being harsh. I love black women. I'm a successful black man. You know, I would love a black woman as my first priority. But if it's not what it's going to be, then yes, I'm going to marry out. I mean, it's for the outcomes and results of my marriage. I have my legacy, my purpose. And I already have two children. My daughter 19, my son going on 26, so my children are grown. But their mom is African Cuban. You know, they're black, the African Cubans though. But she's African though. But you know what I mean? She's Cuban. But in the day, and the other one is Puerto Rican the same way, African Puerto Rican. They look like light skinned, like light skinned women, brown skin, whatever you call it. But in the day, they're still African, man. Like it's not about our women not being good enough for us. It's our the men good enough for you. I mean, it's just insane where, like Kevin Samuel said, man, like your average, I mean, when you think about it, the video, I'm not saying you women that, is listening, I'm not going to be that rude, but he says you're average at best, though. Just think about it. Fresh out the shower, no makeup, dress size, weight, all that stuff does matter. We say we like women that are beautiful, fit, all this other stuff, childish. I mean, that does matter to a successful man. When you get to the terms of spending cash, like out your pocket, no help from the system, and it's not like a lot of women would say, "Oh, you must be dealing with them bum chicks." Oh, what type of women you dealing with? It's not that. It's not that. It's what we're telling you, man. Like it's single mother, period. Though, like even if you make 130,000 a year, you got two kids, and that man make $150,000. That's still a burden. I mean, she's possibly still paying off student loan debt. We don't know like any of these things. Paying for the house, living a certain type of lifestyle to keep up with everybody else. I mean, men do it too, but shit, they're not the one with the kids asking a woman to be a stepmom. If you're a provider male, man, you don't look for a woman to be a stepmother. You look for a woman to be a wife as she's supposed to be. And it's just that. If he's taking care of his kids, he provided male. I mean, he can take care of you. I mean, but he's not willing to do that with his kids and then take care of another man's legacy, though. Like, then that's the problem. All these expectations and listen, on black men is insane, man. All this stuff we get from our women is crazy. And I just can't see how a lot of men will even deal with it. I mean, I'm not saying be dismissive towards the women needs and wants, but it's not realistic. It's not rational. It's not logic. It's an implementation of feeling entitled, deserving. I must, I want, I need, I better get, I deserve. From who? From what? Why? How? What did you invest in that man, a person you don't even know, to say this is what I better get from you if you want what? If you want some coochie? Basically, that's what you're saying. I mean, what else he want from you? You can't buy, you can't do shit for him. I mean, he has his own businesses. He can't spend the money you got. He can't tell your kids nothing. I mean, this shit is crazy, man. Yo, listen, we got to come together, man. Come together the right way. Listen, ladies, that's all we saying. That when you don't own us, like we don't owe you nothing. We don't have to be whatever you say we should be. I mean, we're not going to be that. We're going to be who we are. Like I said, either you get in our program or fuck it, die alone. It is really just that simple. There's too many women, especially women of other races, that's willing. A man would spend $25,000 or $30,000 for a wife that don't even speak English. She would learn as they go. In the middle of sex, she'll learn to say I love you or whatever the case is, but she's going to learn eventually. And that man is not going to have a problem. It's similar to how they done us, man, when they brought us over from Africa to America, man, taught us their ways. And a lot of people got brainwashed to the shit. When it's not brainwashing your wife, this is a big difference, man. This is laying a foundation, man, for outcomes and results of a marriage. Whatever the agenda is, that's what it is. And it's going to be applied accordingly. There's no more manipulation. Oh, man, I'm sorry. Charlie, come back in. There's no more shame. There's no more guilt tripping. All this other stuff, man, need to be right. It's over. Either accept it, buy a cat, a dog, whatever pet, a bird, whatever you're gonna do, and prepare to die alone. If you don't got $1.8 to $2.4 million as a woman by the age of 60 years old, by the time you retire, the same thing goes for men, but it's a big difference. We live a different lifestyle. You know what I mean? We're not in trillions and trillions of dollars in student loan debt. Black men is not causing the average dollar to circulate in 7 hours. Women are spending the money like that. They're the highest consumers in the African American community. They spend more money than we do. See, while we stack it, y'all spend it. That's just how it goes, man, for real. But on the real note, somebody was trying to come in. I wasn't even paying attention to my phone. I just had to sit down and just, running my mouth. But yeah, ladies and gentlemen, I'm about to get up on now. Chia. And I really appreciate you guys listening in. And thanks for the love and support. Remember to follow me and everything like that, and I will follow you back. All right, ladies and gentlemen, and this is your host, King Nigel of Sigma Male Diaries. Some of you might like what I say, but then again, some of you might not. But I don't give a fuck. And I really don't. Ladies and gentlemen, y'all stay safe and be blessed. That I not.